Hey Bear, how you doing? Did you get your morning bathroom in? I gotta run to town, but before I do that I have to change the battery out in that thing. So just follow me. First we're gonna mail a letter. I'm reading a book. Many of you guys have probably already heard about it or read it. It's called Wild at Heart by John Eldredge. And it's about men and how it's written for men actually, and how men kind of need to be in a fight. We need to be pushing our limits, right? Testing ourselves. And it's just nowadays men have lost that. Like we've just become lazy couch potatoes. Just stop and look around. Just look at all the men around you, the big bellies. They're eating at restaurants, just hogging in the calories every day. I shouldn't be picking on, but they have their RVs and their jet skis, and they're just living in comfort. Boomers, right? We've become soft. We no longer, compare ourselves today with, say, the men of Braveheart. Big contrast, right? So this book just goes into detail. It has more. It also talks about how women need to feel pursued, that we need to pursue women and all that stuff. But it just kind of explains how we need to be moving. We need to have a purpose. We need to be fighting for something, kind of, right? In just my own words. But I just kind of struck a note because here recently my brother came out, Mark, here's a truck, another truck. It's just loud. Anyway, we tried to climb Mount Bora, or we almost climbed Mount Bora, which is very strenuous and hard. And then, we were sore and hurting, and the day after we went mountain biking, and then after that we went backpacking, and he handled it better. He was 18 years old. He's younger, but it pushed me, and it tested my abilities. And I fell in love with that. Like, I haven't stopped watching backpacking videos since. And one of the things that I wish I had known when I was single, but I didn't know about, but they have through hikes. And I have such a big desire to do a through hike now. It's impossible because I'm married. I'm not going to do that to my family. But if you don't know what a through hike is, it is when you hike so there's 3 through hiking trails, basically long trails. One is the Appalachian Trail, the AT, which starts in Springer Mountain, Georgia, and goes all the way up to Mount Katahdin in Maine. So 2,200 miles, roughly, something like that. Then there's the Pacific Crest Trail, which starts in the Mexico-California border and goes all the way up to the Washington-Canadian border. I think that's 2,600 miles. And then there's the CDT, the Continental Divide Trail, which starts in, once again, New Mexico border and heads all the way up to the Canada-Montana border, I believe. I don't know how long that one is, but it is an all summer hike. It is, a lot of people drop out. It is hard, but I have always, since I've heard that they exist, I've always wanted to do them, and I think that is just to test my abilities, see if I could. I think that is something in men that we need to stay alive in that way by doing, not necessarily through hikes, but by working towards something, achieving something. And I don't even know what that looks like. Personally, I'm still figuring all that out. I'm almost 40, right? And I kind of want to figure it out so I can help the young guys, Wranglerstar, he says, have a plan. Young men, you have a plan. You have a plan for your family, for your future, and you go get it, right? Go get property, if you want a homestead, go start working towards that. And then when you find a wife, when you find a girl to marry, she'll be happy to come along on that adventure with you, so, and you'll be ready, you'll be prepared. You won't have wasted, like me, all your money on partying and nonsense crap. You'll have an invested property, right? Hopefully paid off maybe very soon, stuff like that. So listen, young man, I'll put a clip to his video in here. I'll put the link to that video down below. Go check it out. He has taught me quite a bit.
Make a goal. Write it down. Write it down, put it in a card, choose one thing, the thing that's most important to you. House, homestead, family, career, job, whatever that may be. Write it down and look at it every day. Look at it every day and remind yourself why you're getting up. Remind yourself why you're putting in 12, 14 hours a day. And what I find with that, by doing that, and I'm not saying that there's any crazy magic or any weird, spirit. I'm not talking spiritual side of this. There very well could be that I don't understand. But what it seems to do is every decision you make, whether it's micro or macro, big or small, they tend to be made with the goal in mind. And so everything you're thinking and you're doing and the decisions that you're making are working towards making that happen.
And then it just so happened that this past week, I stumbled across a reality show that was shot back in 2000, I think the year 2000, and it hooked me instantly. And it was about, the reality show was that the producers were trying to find two couples, man and woman, two couples to go live on the prairie for a year with only stuff pioneers had. So what they did was they got the period tools, a team of horses and a wagon, a milk cow, and some chickens. I think more roosters than hens. I don't know who picked those. Roosters don't lay eggs. I'm not sure. And these two couples, they went out, they loaded everything they could fit in the wagon, and they rode. It was only 4 miles, so the pioneers went mile after mile after mile, but they went 4 miles into a 40-acre property, and there they had to make a living. They started in the spring, and they had to put crops in, they had to build houses, they had to build shelters for the horses and all that, and it was a struggle. Yeah, it's really good. I think it is. But as they were interviewing the people to do the show, because I think they had like 100 contestants or something like that. More trucks. But I think they had like 100 people who signed up for it, who wanted to do it, and they had to weed them out to 2. So they were interviewing and watching these people as they visited farms and stuff, and it was very interesting to see that although some of the women were excited about it, it was mostly the men. And that was, I believe, because they wanted to test their abilities to see if they can do it. I've had that desire. Honestly, this last year, 2020, I was looking forward to apocalypse, like the movies in a way, right? I wanted to see if we can survive with the knowledge I have, with the skills I have. I wanted to see. Our rooster started crowing. If I could do it, and I found it very interesting, because the Christian couple, Tim and Dina, they were Christians, and he was so excited about doing it. This had been a passion of his forever, and he finally got the opportunity. And his wife, she didn't want to. She was not looking forward to it, but she, being a good Christian wife, laid her life aside, her desires aside, to give to her husband for a full year, right? Pretty big commitment. And she didn't like it. She wanted to go home. They left 3 boys at home. She didn't like it. She wanted an out. But in the end, after the year, she was the one that struggled with it the hardest. She wanted to go back. She missed it the most. It was so crazy to me. I think it was just the more simple life. Like I don't know if she, maybe she saw that her husband was finally, like he had tested himself and he was approved, and he, in her eyes, appeared more masculine. I don't know. That's, I think, would be more attractive to a woman. She said their relationship grew. So how that all worked out, I don't know. I just thought that was very cool. And the other couple, Frank and Elena, Elena discovered something that I hadn't even thought about. It was in this world nowadays, a stay-at-home mom is frowned upon. when I would say that's how God designed it, that's where the woman is the most productive, right? That's cooking, cleaning, raising kids. That's where she belongs. That's her role as a child of God, right? But Elena, she wanted to go do man's work. She didn't want to cook and clean and stuff. But what she discovered was, it kind of shocked me, and it just made more sense.
We both dread our kitchen day. Today was mine, and last night I was saying, oh great, it's kitchen day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And tonight I'll feel good when it's done.
I don't dread it yet.
I do.
Yeah, she's not a traditional wife like I am.
I'm mad because Frank's not in the kitchen helping me.
And Jim would never be in the kitchen helping me.
I've only realized the last day or two how much it's bugging me though.
Yeah.
That I'm stuck in here doing the women's stuff.
Yeah, see, and that doesn't bother
Really
me.
bugging me.
That doesn't bother me because...
Today it was laundry all morning and then cooking all afternoon and then airing out the tent.
So in some ways, the traditional women's role was just a given. It just had to be.
Yeah, because I want to get out of this traditional thing desperately, but I kind of can't. I mean, there's no choice.
Why couldn't you though?
Because I don't have the strength, which is bothering me, so I got to start lifting rocks in the evening. I mean, if I was out there, I can go out and help, but I can't physically do what Tim and Frank are doing. And I'd love to say to Frank, it's your turn to cook, I'm going to go chip away at that log, but I can't. I can't even get a mark in it.
And the biscuits are wonderful. They make amazing biscuits.
Back then, it was a necessity. That was just the way it had to be. Today, we could argue, well, men don't work as hard as they did, and I agree with that. We don't. We have everything. We have the tools. We have it so easy, right? But I think we should still be the ones going out in the cold, starting up the car for our wives, so when she goes to town, it's nice and warm for her. I think we should be the ones, fixing the cars, getting dirty and getting our fingers beat up, and I think we should be the ones grabbing guns and fighting in our wars, our defense, right? I don't agree with the wars, but we should be the ones cutting the firewood. We should be the ones, doing all that hard, dirty work, not our women. And it's my opinion. I guess go ahead, hit that thumbs down button and put your ugly opinion on the bottom. I don't really care.
It's sad to see guys that are on their own, knowing what I know now, especially I've tried to run businesses and I've tried to do things by myself in the past, and I've had marginal success, but there was always I never could get over that hump. And what I found is that partnership you get with a good woman, you've got to get a good one though. Easier said than done. It's what makes the difference. It's what makes the difference when you have two people shoulder to shoulder, in yoke, in harness together, pulling in the same direction. It's incredible what you can accomplish when you're on the same page. For me to be able to go out and to work and to make content and to do the heavy lifting and everything, and knowing that Mrs. W has got the back end and making sure that the bills are paid and the insurance is up on that, it takes off so much responsibility from me. And me doing the heavy work and making sure that her car has good tires and the oil's changed and taking care of that makes her life easier and more enjoyable, because she knows that her man is going to take care of it and she will always have these things that she needs. That delineation, that delegation of jobs, I think is really, really important. We don't look at our marriage as a partnership. We don't share tasks.
This past week with the book that I'm reading and that series that I watch, it's called Pioneer Quest. You can find it on YouTube. I think it's $8 for the series. Pioneer Quest. My hope for this nation is that men become men again. We have lost all masculinity. Just look around you. Just look at the men. Like I said earlier, compare them to the days of Braveheart and the men of those films. I know it's just a film, but believe me, those guys would have died for what they believe in. And now we can look to our government to fix the morality in this country, but it's not going to happen, guys. Sorry. Our government isn't going to fix the morality. It starts with you, men, us. It starts with me in our homes. It starts with you. Have I figured that out? Nope. but I'm working on it. I'm trying to, and fixing the morality in this country, if it's going to be fixed, is not going to be an overnight thing, or it's not going to change in 3 years with a new president. It's not going to 4 years, whatever it is. It's not going to change with the government. It starts with us. So hopefully men will wake up. Hopefully men can start seeing that their masculinity has been stripped, that we've been stripped of we've been made soft, and that we need to be made hard again, that we need to go fight the fight, that we need to go step out. We need to, risk our necks to protect our families and there's in the U.S. there's not a whole lot of protecting our families from danger. It's more protecting our families from letting the world and Satan manipulate them and deceive them. Just like Adam didn't do his job in the garden. And another thing that I noticed in that film series is how important community is, guys. Look, when you have those two couples, originally the two couples went out, and the first couple lasted a day, and then they went home for some reasons. You just have to go watch it. And Frank and Elena were left there by themselves, and it was a struggle. Like you can't, like here they have a wagon, horses and chickens, no shelters for anything. They have a tent they can live in, but rain, weather, and the horses don't have to be tied up. They have a cow that, they can't just turn loose. So one man was left to battle all this, trying to plow and all this. And not until the second couple showed up was progress made. If it's so, community is so huge. So when you're building houses, right? If it would have just been one couple out there for a year, Frank and Elena would have had to do all of that. Plant the gardens for this team of horses, or plant the gardens for themselves, plant the crops for this team of horses, put up hay for this horses for the winter, and for the cow. They had to milk the cow. They had to build chicken pens. They had to build horse stalls. They had to build a house, right? All by themselves. But when you add another couple, now the two men can build the houses while the women can cook and plant the garden. The two men can build the corrals for the horses. They can, dig the wells, and it's and the Amish, right? They do it. That's the building the barns. It takes one person. It takes how long to build one barn? Even if one person can do it, those beams are heavy. It's a lot of work. But in 2-3 days, a community can build one barn, and all it does is cost each person 1 or 2 days of labor. That's it. So efficient. Community is so important. We need to get back to that. We have lost that. The Amish do a great job of that. Hutterites do a great job of that. Where are we, guys? Come on, wake up. Let's do it. Anyway, that is my thoughts. That influenced me quite a bit, that film, the book I'm reading, and I just want to, I'll get back to the Amish stuff. I really want to put more time into my films. I really do. Life this summer, it's been so busy. I'm just trying to bang out videos really quick, and I want to do more research before I do a video. I want to do it more professionally. It takes a lot of time with the family, a full-time job. Hopefully in the future, especially with winter coming, maybe I can do more of that. If you like that stuff, go watch that film. I really enjoyed it. It trapped me from the get-go. I want to go be a pioneer now. I just don't know if I can convince my wife. Anyway, I'm CJ. This is the Amish Potato. Hit that like button, subscribe, share. I appreciate you guys watching. Hit the thumbs down if your toilet paper of choice is corn cobs.
I don't know, I feel really good about a day like this. It's like working for yourself. We reap all the rewards for everything we do. And we see the difference. If we work hard, we see a difference the next day. And I think that's one of the main differences out here compared to a normal job where you're working for somebody else. like I'm a millwright, so if I fix a machine for someone, it's fixed for them. Like I get a paycheck and that's it. We're out here, you get something real. You get something that I don't know, you could really grab a hold of. And it's a really good feeling.